Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Jamaluddin here. Hope you all doing great. And today we are going to understand the application of self-awareness. And the key concepts that we are going to discuss are the agreement of the mind with awareness and the consciousness. And what is consciousness? What is the condition of isolation in mind? What is the lack of self-awareness? And what is connection? So I'm trying to explain all the concepts using the chapter 107 of the Quran, which explains the whole thing in a very compact form. So the heading of the title of the chapter is the application of self-awareness, and the verse start with, have you observed the one which fabricates in mind the agreement with the consciousness? Then that is the one which drives the isolation in mind and does not excite on nourishing the lack of self-awareness. So distrust to the one which connects, the one which intends to be away from its connection with unawareness, the one which aims in believing in mind, and it prevents the application of self-awareness. So this is a very compact chapter which conveys a lot of spiritual and awareness state and conditions. So I will try to explain my understanding about it, and this is my translation which is in progress to understand and decode the true deeper wisdom of Quran as a science of self-awareness and spirituality. So the verse 1, have you observed the one which fabricates the agreement with the consciousness? So Dheen, the Arabic word Dheen actually is a contract or the agreement every human being have in their mind with their higher awareness and the consciousness. So the agreement we have is actually the Quranic word, the Arabic word Dheen is actually the practice in mind to allow it to work in its 100% efficiency, not to corrupt it with influence, or not to deviate from its normal working condition. That is the Dheen. So if you want to understand how I derived Dheen as an agreement in the mind, you can see the Arabic root words and you can read more about it. So the real Dheen in the concept of spirituality of the Quran is the way a human being uses his mind to in sync, in alignment with his awareness, with his understandings, with his experiences, and the way he takes his life. So actually every human being who uses the mind has the contract or agreement with the life, with the consciousness, or with the God, or with the Allah, that he will use it in his best and natural form. That is, he will use it in a way which will not corrupt it. So that is the importance of keeping our mind secure and calm, and that is the deeper meaning of the word Dheen or agreement in Quran. And the consciousness, we know, I have explained in my previous videos, and you can I'll just tell briefly. Consciousness is the source of all the awareness of the universe, and with the awareness in the universe you retrieve your understandings. Through these understandings you use as intelligence, and with this intelligence you use your senses. So consciousness or Allah is the system, or it is the uh, true source of entire universe. It is the existence. So in the science of spiritual awareness, a human being, when we are self-aware, when we know we have a mind which is working against us and we need to bring it down to the alignment, that is when we start to rectify our errors. So when we try to understand ourselves, try to understand our self-awareness, you will reach a position that you will start experiencing oneness with the universe, and that enlightened self-awareness is what the true condition which gives you the maximum efficiency in your life. So the first verse, have you observed the one which fabricates in mind the agreement with the consciousness? Then that is the one which drives the isolation in mind. So if you fabricate in your mind the agreement, so if you go against the standard model of keeping your mind, against the security and calmness, you will create drive which will create isolation, the condition of isolation in mind, and does not excite on nourishing the lack of self-awareness. So when a person is isolated in his own mind, he is actually only in his mind, he does not have access to his own understanding, he doesn't know how to come out of the solution, he doesn't understand his situation, then he doesn't have an awareness, so he is stuck in his mind. And if a person because of his fabrication of agreement and he is suffering isolation, and if he does not nourish furthermore understanding or furthermore awareness to his condition, if he lacks self-awareness, it is actually a dangerous condition which will create distress, which will create suffering, which will create situation in our awareness and in our mind where we don't know how to come out of the situation, because we don't have the access to understanding, because we have fabricated the agreement, because we are not nourishing it with the understanding to come out of it. So we are in extreme distress. So the one which intends to be away from its connection with unawareness. So the solution to all this, for the fabrication in mind, for being distressed, for lack of self-awareness, is to connect back to your understanding, to connect back to your awareness, to connect back with your life. So that is the real solution. But because of not doing all the previous steps and being in away from the real connection and being busy in the unawareness, he will never see the true path, the one which aims in believing in mind. So this is actually a very important verse which conveys just by blind believing in your mind, the one which aims in believing in minds. So if your life is built upon just blind beliefs, not based on pure understanding, not based on awareness, not based on reality, if it is only based on blind beliefs, that is a condition that is a situation where you are moving away from reality because of the fabrication, because of rejecting the reality. The mind has started to naturalize believing rather than experiencing. So in this chapter, Quran explains blind belief is a condition of people who have problems of fabrication in mind, who are isolated in mind, who have lack of awareness, self-awareness. So it is the true way is not blind belief. The true way is to understand without judging the life situations, and it prevents the application of self-awareness. So the blind belief is the real condition which prevents the application of self-awareness. So this being a very few verses, it has immense depth to make us ponder greatly into our self-awareness and understanding. So how did I derive the verse 107.6, فَيَمْنَعُونَ الْمَاعُونَ? The verse 107.6 as الَّذِينَ هُمْ يُرَاءُونَ. How did I derive the word yura'un as believing? Here is my explanation. The Arabic word yura'un is derived from the root ra alif ya, means to believe. So if you look into Lane's lexicon, a thing that a man has seen with his mind or believed, or actually ra is such a one holds the belief. So yura or ra is a word which indicates a man having a belief in his mind, which is he have gained in his mind. So this is the true proof that Quran does not support blind belief. Quran itself is a book of science of awareness, and the purpose of Quran is to promote enlightenment of your self-awareness. It is to connect you to the universe, with the origin of the universe, to the consciousness, and to make you understand to make a human being 100% efficient in his all walks of his life. So this is my understanding and explanation about the chapter 107 of the Quran, the application of self-awareness. And if you wish to understand the concepts further, you can visit my website jamaluddin.com, and if you like the video, please subscribe, and if you have any doubt, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.